to Crime in Court. My name is Heather. Should have made myself bigger, sorry. And this is episode, as you can see from the thumbnail, episode 58 of my Canton Cover-Up series, Commonwealth versus Karen Reed. We also talk about Turtle Boy because Aiden Turtle Boy Carney, he is part of the story very much. And this is why, partly. So Juror Doe files an affidavit with the court. That is what we will be going over today. We're going to be reading this affidavit of Juror Doe. This is breaking news, hot off the presses. This just was filed today, along with Judge Cannoni's order. She hasn't said anything about the motion to dismiss, both the first motion and then the supplemental motion to dismiss charges. She hasn't said anything about those, but she responded to this immediately. So, what is this? Let's take a look. I have not read through all of it myself just because I was trying to get this done for you right away. So, this is sorry, I need some water. My reaction to Doe's affidavit. So now comes Juror Doe, a pseudonym, who on oath deposes and says as follows: I am of legal age and have personal knowledge of the facts set forth herein. I was a member of the jury that was seated in the recently concluded trial in the above captioned case, that is, Commonwealth versus Karen Reed. I just retained counsel to represent me. So this juror went out and sought counsel. They now have an attorney to represent them for this motion. Number 4, I have read the impoundment order entered by Superior Court Associate Justice Beverly J. Cannoni on July 8th, 2024, which found that, quote, good cause exists to impound the list identifying the names of impaneled jurors in the trial of this case, end quote. Number 5, as I read the court's order, it is scheduled to expire on July 18th unless it is extended by the court. Number 6, I submit this affidavit in support of my request to extend the impoundment order entered on July 8th. So they want the impoundment order to be extended beyond the whatever 10 days she said it was going to be. So why? Here's why. Number 7, I am asking that the impoundment order be extended indefinitely because I am in fear of my personal safety and the personal safety of my family if the names of the jury are made public. Okay. Number 8, I have read the impoundment order and noted on the very first page that individuals associated with this case have been charged criminally with intimidation. It's witness intimidation, not just intimidation. They kind of left that off. And it's a charge, not any conviction has happened yet. He's still fighting the charges. He's still innocent until proven. And he's not going to be proven guilty of witness intimidation. I am frightened for my personal safety as a result of learning that someone associated with this case has been criminally charged with intimidation. Number 9, I also recall testimony from at least one witness who described being harassed. Thanks, Judge Bev, for letting that in. I also recall testimony from at least one witness who described being harassed by individuals and her family being harassed because of their involvement in this case. I do not know any of the specifics of any such harassment, but I fear that my family and I will not only be harassed if the names of the jurors are made public, but that our personal safety will be seriously compromised. Number 10, during jury deliberations, we could hear protesters outside screaming and yelling. Number 11, during our jury service, the members of the jury would meet at what was supposed to be a secret location to be transported to and from the courthouse by bus. After being discharged from jury service on July 1st, 2024, we were taken by bus back to what was supposed to have been a secret location where we observed what appeared to be members of the media, including photographers. I was so much in fear on my way home that I pulled over to the side of the road to see if I was being followed. Okay, you lost all credibility. Why would any of the members of the media want to follow you? No. Thankfully, I was not being followed, but that was and remains my mindset. So you're just in fear that media is following you all around when they didn't even do it then. So why would they do it now? If juror names are made public, we will be constantly threatened and harassed, and there will likely be a physical confrontation at some point. I 1,000% believe this was written by a McAlbert or written because of a McAlbert, because all of this stuff is BS. Total BS. Well, since being discharged from jury service on July 1st, 2024, I have read multiple news articles about the case and the attention that this case garnered across Massachusetts, New England, and the country. 13. There are clearly people who have very strong opinions about the case and about the jurors who deliberated over many days. I have seen articles, comments to articles, and postings about the verdict saying some very nasty and dangerous things. Some individuals have expressed outrage. Yeah, we're outraged because you didn't acquit her immediately. Some individuals have expressed outrage and anger that the jury did not acquit the defendant. What does that tell you? That we all saw it but you. That's what that tells us. Some individuals have expressed outrage and anger that the jury did not find the defendant guilty. Yeah, that's the unhinged McAlbert side. 14. Just yesterday, I read an article in the Boston Globe with the headline Karen Reed case ended in a mistrial, but the diehards haven't given up. And they added that as an exhibit for some reason. In approximately the 12th paragraph of this article, an administrator of the Karen Reed focused face group was quoted as saying, "The people who were on the fringe of being interested in it are now engulfed. The anger level was at a 9 before, and now it's at an 11.5." The article characterizes this increase as rising rage. Really? Because we're mad that you juries were too idiotic to see the truth. 15. Later, in the July 15th Boston Globe article, another individual interviewed by the reporter stated, "People are insane about this case. If they don't agree with you, they'll try to dox you. I understand the term dox to mean that individuals will publicize someone's personal information, including someone's residential address, occupation, business address, etc. Publicizing my personal information in this context exposes me and my family to unwanted and likely surprise encounters with strangers who likely have an axe to grind with any juror." Number 16. And that's not right. I mean, I'm angry, but I'm not going to go after any jurors. The people that are going after jurors are likely the McAlberts, but we won't go there. The people who are protesting, the Karen Reed supporters, are we might be diehards, but that doesn't mean we're violent or going to lead to violence. We're outraged by what's going on to Karen Reed and what the Commonwealth is doing to her. And yeah, we're a little mad that the jury didn't see it because it was so clear to the rest of the world. But okay. 16. I have seen social media posts that were very demeaning of and attacking the integrity of the trial judge. And there's nothing wrong with that. I love that Canoni had to read that. If someone is going to attack a sitting judge, I see no reason why they would not demean and attack verbally and physically a juror who sat on this jury. Really, we're going to take it physically? I have a verbally demeaned Judge Cannoni many times because I cannot stand the way that she has ruled. Most of my criticism has been the way that she is ruling in this case. That doesn't mean I'm going to go and physically attack her. This juror is either an idiot, which we already know because, yeah, I don't think this juror is very bright. And secondly, I think their strings are being pulled by the McAlberts in some way or another because they just know the right things to say to make it seem like jury intimidation or jury tampering or something along those lines. And they know what things to bring up, like Boston Globe article about this. So, yeah, okay. Somebody is feeding them this information, I think. 17. I understand that there are individuals who are upset that an impoundment order was entered and that they are actively seeking the identity of all the jurors. Like, I could care less who any of the jurors are. I just want them to come out and speak up about the acquittals that they came up with. That's what I want. That's all I want. I don't need to speak to them. I don't need to see them. I don't even care what they look like or where they live. I don't care about any of that. And I'm sure Turtle Boy would say the same as long as he got an interview with them, or heard from them, as long as they came forward and speak up about what happened in the deliberation room and why there's a fiasco going on about was she or wasn't she acquitted of two of the three charges. Number 18. For example, my attorneys have made me aware of a video posted by a blogger slash journalist whom I understand to be a person who has been charged with witness intimidation related to this case, speaking about the trial and the jury's inability to reach a unanimous verdict on all counts after trial. In the video, the blogger initially states that he has identified the jury foreperson in the case. Not only does the blogger state that he has identified the jury foreperson, but also where the person lives and what the person does for a living. A link to his video is here. So what? He didn't dox the person. He didn't say anything. He just says he knows where the person lives or whatever. Like he has verified that was him verifying that he has found the juror. Whether the juror speaks to them or not, but he's not intimidating him. He's not trying to. There was no witness intimidation, first of all, so that's all bogus. But even if Turtle Boy had any kind of witness intimidation charges that were really going to stick, um, do you think he'd be intimidating jurors after spending 60 days in prison? No. I really, really don't think so. All right, number 19. In this same video, the blogger demands to know the identity of the expletive idiot on this jury. I would love to know too. I'm not demanding, but there is an idiot on the jury, at least one, who did not vote in his preferred manner, and further that whoever did that subverted justice like they helped cover up for a homicide. As far as I'm concerned, F them, that's what I think. I agree. F them. If they don't want to come forward and say that she's acquitted, F them. I'm sorry. It is so clear to me and so many others that Karen Reed is innocent, and the people that should be on trial were the ones that actually were trying to defend themselves all throughout the trial. So why is that? And shouldn't the Juror Doe be asking themselves those kinds of questions rather than, oh no, Turtle Boy is going to dox me, when we know that he wouldn't risk going to prison again. He's not going to do that. But because the McAlberts, I think, are behind this. They are trying to get Aiden. They've been trying to get Aiden to go back to prison so many times. So this could be part of their way of trying to do it. I would not put it past them. Number 19, in this same video. Okay, I read that. The blogger states in another video posted to X, who out of the Chestnut jurors remember that? The one woman who hung the Michael Chestnut jury in July. The jury lists are public, so I got the jury list and went down the list, and I found the juror who hung the jury, and I shamed her, as I should, because it's shameful. He has a right to do that. And you know what? The the jurors, um, the names are supposed to become public record. That's the way it is in the land of the USA. So, what is with all of this? We got to keep everything um under seal, or keep it keep these files, what's the word, impounded. That's the word that they use in Massachusetts. Let's impound the files, whatnot, so that nobody sees. But that's not how it's supposed to be. Everything's supposed to be out in the open. These proceedings, these filings are supposed to be out in the open. But a lot of times they get hidden by certain individuals. And that was a loud car. If you heard that, I don't know. Sorry. All right, so a link to the post can be found there. Number 20, I understand that the above mentioned blogger, everyone calls him a blogger, and this is how I know it's a McAlbert, because they're calling him a blogger, has been accused of harassing witnesses to the case, including by organizing crowds of people to harass them outside their homes. And I'm afraid that he has made statements in a blog from 2023 to the effect of, people who take other people's lives and those who cover for them do not deserve to live a comfortable life, while Karen Reed suffers and fights for justice for John O'Keefe. And I 100% agree with that sentiment. So, whatever. And why would a juror not want? So, okay. So, what does this have to do with the juror? Number one, this comment. This has to do specifically with the people that were in the house, in 34 Fairview Road, and the law enforcement who covered it up. And he has every right to say that. And that has nothing to do with the juror list being out in the open or not. Oh, this makes me so angry. This was definitely written by McAlbert, because they gave him the right things about Turtle Boy to say. 21. If, as he stated, the blogger believes that members of the jury on which I served help cover up for uh, someone who takes other people's lives, and he further believes that those who cover for those who take other people's lives are legitimate targets of harassment, I fully expect that members of the jury will be subjected to efforts to harass and shame them, with the very real probability that some physical confrontation will inevitably occur. Why is it all of a sudden becoming physical? This is why it's McAlbert and it's ridiculous. Why are you saying it's going to become physical? Like, what? My concerns are not limited to a particular blogger, or, yeah, but you've mentioned him in like five of your latest points here, or to a particular side of this case. I am aware that there are other outspoken bloggers, commentators, and groups of people who wished for a guilty verdict on some or all charges against the defendant. I am aware that there have been physical confrontations between the two sides of supporters. When and where? The only physical confrontations that happened recently was Jim Ferris and Jill Daniels both assaulting Turtle Boy, and the McAlberts verbally assaulting and confronting and surrounding Turtle Boy and his girlfriend when they were leaving a restaurant and making it impossible for them to leave. Plus, they were waiting for the police to report the first assault when the second assault came. The second person came and assaulted him. So, yeah, those are the only physical altercations that I'm aware of. So, this juror Doe should get their facts straight before they start to fear for their whatever safety. Number 23, an example of this is from two recent postings by an individual who appears to be a reporter from New Bedford. In today's post, she stated that she was in court today defending against a harassment charge against her and her pursuit of a counter harassment charge. That's Jessica Machado, who is also pro Karen Reed, who is with the Fall River Reporter, because I remember reading that post. And again, yet I say, how did they know and why somebody brought that to this juror's attention? Somebody brought all of this to this juror's attention. Yesterday, this reporter posted about getting protection from another blogger, probably from Grant Ellis Smith. She's got a harassment charge on somebody else, or somebody else harassed her. Whatever. She has She's defending against a harassment order and her pursuit of a counter harassment. So, yeah, so she's at war with whatever individual that was. And then Grant Smith Ellis legitimately, um, we all saw him on, he's a blogger, reporter. I don't know what he is, but he's not worth mentioning. But he assaulted her on the courthouse steps in video, and we all saw it. And then he ran like a scared little baby and never came back. All right, so yesterday, this reporter posted about getting protection from another blogger. While I do not know the facts concerning these court appearances, it is very evident that individuals on all sides in this case have acted irrationally and aggressively over the past few years, which has caused multiple court appearances by parties seeking protection of the courts from other individuals. Again, how do they know this unless someone told them about like the whole war between KP and Turtle Boy and like all that's been going on? He has a order of protection against her because she's been harassing him for forever. So it's like, get your facts right. The side that you should be scared of is the McAlbert side, but it sounds like every complaint in here is against Turtle Boy or the Free Karen Reed side. Number 25. In light of the mistrial, there is no end in sight to this irrational behavior, which clearly continues today. Jurors will undoubtedly be subjected to harassment and likely physical confrontations if their names are made public. Again, how are you getting to the physical? Like, where are you getting to that? No one's harassing you, and yet you've already gone to the physical confrontation is going to happen to you. You don't even know. Like, you've gone to 0 to 100 in a second. 26. My affidavit and motion should not be interpreted as indicating how I or any other juror voted on this case or how I or any other juror feel about this case. Every member of the jury, regardless of how they voted, is likely to face backlash from a segment of a large portion of the public who intensely followed this case. As well, they should. You guys weren't paying attention, apparently. I wish to remain anonymous, and I bring this motion on behalf of myself and any other juror who does not wish to be identified, regardless of whether or not we agreed during our deliberations. Number 27, it was an honor to serve on the jury. It also was a significant sacrifice of time, which I understood and anticipated when I was selected. What I did not anticipate, however, was the likelihood that I and other members of the jury would become targets of intense public scrutiny and likely harassment campaigns strictly due to the outcome of our private deliberations. 28. If jury names are made public, I will be subject to non-stop requests for comment about jury deliberations. I would prefer. So what? Shut your phone off. It'll stop. It'll go away. It'll die down. Like, so what? I'm sorry, I really don't have a whole lot of sympathy. I don't, yes, you shouldn't have people from the public coming and harassing you, but there's nothing stopping a news reporter from coming and trying to talk to you. And the fact that you're trying to stop that says a lot. You don't want reporters to talk to you, you don't want bloggers to talk to you. So that says a lot. However, what I fear is not only will I be subjected to requests for interviews, but that I will be targeted and harassed because of what I did or did not do on that jury. I fear that verbal harassment will likely lead to physical confrontation and physical harm. I am not prepared or equipped to anticipate and prepare for any surprise personal attack. More importantly, I fear that I will not be able to protect myself and my family. Signed under the penalties of perjury this 16th day of July, 2024, Juror D. Doe. Sorry, Juror Doe. So it was filed the 16th, but we didn't get it until just now. And this is the findings and order on Juror Doe's emergency motion to extend July 8th, 2024 impoundment order. So this is Judge Cannoni's response right back at them. Although Karen Reed has put in two motions, a motion and a supplemental motion, and affidavits and all this information about why we should get, or we, not like I'm on the team, but why they should get the hearing for an evidentiary hearing to at least, confront the juror, or not confront, but ask the jurors questions. Was this your vote? Was this unanimous on not guilty, counts 1 and 3? Was that what you voted for? And, just confirm it with them. That's all they're really asking. And then ask the foreman why you didn't write it down. But that's just for the foreman. All right. So, anyways, this matter came before the court on the emergency motion of Juror Doe to extend the July 8th, 2024 impoundment order entered by this court. Upon review of the motion and supporting documents, including the affidavit of Juror Doe, the court makes the following findings and order. Number one, this case has garnered significant and divisive attention in Massachusetts and across the nation. Number two, individuals associated with this case have been charged with intimidation, which charges remain pending. She just loves to throw that in there. Three, Juror Doe has submitted a detailed affidavit which I find to be credible. Number four, Juror Doe is in reasonable fear for their safety and the safety of their family if the list of jurors is made available to the public. Number five, through their affidavit, Juror Doe has established that publication of the list identifying the names of the impaneled jurors will represent a real and potential risk of personal harm to jurors and to the integrity of their service. I disagree with that, but okay. I mean, the other side is a little unhinged, though I would be fearful of them, but I wouldn't be afraid of the Free Karen Reed side. They have been nothing but calm and peaceful in their protests and um, their standouts, their rolling rallies. They've been nothing but peaceful. Yet the other side wants to inflate everything and turn themselves into victims. And that's what we have here. Number six, through the affidavit, Juror Doe has established that there is a continuing risk of immediate and irreparable injury should the jury list be made available to the public at this time. Number seven, through their affidavit, Juror Doe has established good cause to extend the impoundment order dated July 8th, 2024 until and unless otherwise ordered by the court. So it is now the impoundment order has now been extended indefinitely because of Juror Doe's dumb affidavit. Sorry, but it's dumb. I mean, I get, I get the fear. I'm not denying that there isn't fear. I do think they've inflated it. I think that they've pulled certain pieces and bits that they don't know the full story of in their affidavit. And um, maybe if they knew the full story, they wouldn't be so scared of bloggers. Um, all right. So lastly, through 7, through their affidavit, Juror Doe has established good cause to extend the impoundment until and unless otherwise ordered by the court. So yeah, it's indefinite. Number 8, this order shall not preclude any juror from identifying himself or herself and or from speaking to the public about his or her jury service. So any of them can come out and speak to the public. Please do. Please speak to the media. Please let us all know that it was an acquittal. Please confirm. Help us confirm that that's what it was, or help us learn that it wasn't. I have a feeling, well, this juror didn't deny it, so I wonder, it's I don't know, I lost my train of thought, but the fact that they don't deny the whole acquittals on 12 and 0 for counts 1 and 2, count 1 and 3. The fact that he doesn't deny it or doesn't say anything about that is maybe telling, but maybe, I don't know, because they're saying that it has nothing to do with the way they voted, but it absolutely does. And I think that this person, I almost think that this is the foreman, but I can't be sure. Obviously, none of us are sure, but I almost think that it's someone on there that maybe voted guilty in the manslaughter charges because they don't want the backlash of the public screaming at them like, how could you find her guilty? So I definitely think that this is somebody that was pushing for a guilty verdict in some fashion, even if it was just the manslaughter. I do think that they were pushing for that. So it makes me wonder. And it makes me wonder because remember they said that the jury left after they got the Allen charge or the Tui Rodriguez charge, as it's called in Massachusetts. It's called an Allen charge in other states. Um, so once they got that charge, then things got heated inside the deliberation room. And that's when, people who were in attendance at the courthouse had tweeted on X, I guess. Do you X on X? I don't know what is a tweet called. It's not a tweet anymore. I don't know what you call it. Anyways, he posted on X that, or some people, I'm thinking like Larry the cable guy, the DUI guy, or not the cable, Larry the DUI guy. I mean, Larry the cable guy is totally different. Larry the DUI guy on YouTube, he was there in attendance, and I know he had posted things like jurors were upset when they were leaving and things like that. So people, and it looked like people had been crying, so they had said that there was like a bully match after this Tui Rodriguez thing. So I wonder if that had something to do with it. And then there were some individuals that had voted not guilt or had voted guilty on the manslaughter and wouldn't give up and were trying to pressure the others to come to their side. That's what I think happened because obviously the vote had changed. It had shifted. They had told, I can't remember what the counts were, but it said that it was later on, like I don't remember, but it was overwhelmingly towards guilt on manslaughter when they when they did a recount after the Tui charge. And so I think that there were people that were trying to change people's votes there, and it worked. Some of them did. So what's up with that? I don't know. Maybe they're afraid that they caved. Maybe they're afraid that they were pushing for the guilty verdict and they know now that she's not. Hopefully, hopefully, but I doubt it. It doesn't seem that way since they're talking about Turtle Boy so much. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think this is a McAlbert plant or somebody that has the McAlberts have gotten to? or what? Because the language in here and the things that are specifically pointed to it with Aiden Carney stuff, I think that that is very telling where the source of the information is coming from. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned. I'm gonna have this, I guess I'll redirect this into my first episode of my deep dive of the Sandra Birchmore case. We go through the life and the tragic death of Sandra Birchmore. I go through the timeline and the autopsies, 1 and 2. We do a little bit about that. So stay tuned for that. And thank you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye now. If you've been impacted by a true crime and would like your story told in your own words, or if you or someone you know has been wrongfully convicted or accused of a crime, please write to crimeincourtchannel@gmail.com and tell us your real true crime encounters. Thanks for watching.